Is an ideology, it's a culture, it's a value system. And what we need to do is we need to eliminate that value system.
You want to eliminate whiteness?
Whiteness, not white people, whiteness.
But how do you eliminate whiteness without eliminating white people? Which is most important to Black Americans? Which would you say would be most important to them? To become men and women of value and of character, or to get a good education?
I don't see those things as being separated. I think
but they are though. Which one is more important to you for them? My
hope is that people will be able to have an education that can transform their lives.
So is having an education more important than having values? It's godly values?
I think it's about having both.
And no, I think which is most important?
I think it's about having, so first of all, as a Christian, I believe that having godly values is the most important thing that we can have. And I believe that education is the pathway into that. Education is the pathway into godly values? Yeah, that's why people go to seminary, right? They go to seminary to become a pastor, right? They have to learn. They end up being dummies and immoral. Who does? Those people that go to those seminaries. So pastors are immoral? Those that go to those seminaries, most of them end up being immoral men and women now. Well, I would say they're you can. How will you develop character, godly values by going to a school? To any kind of school. So first of all, how do you develop godly values by going to, whether it's a preacher school or secular school? How do you develop godly values by doing that? By being exposed to societal ills, things that are not what they should be, and being given the language and power to change them. That's not how you develop values. Yes, it is. Not godly values. Oh, I disagree. Amazing. Where do you believe the godly values are developed then? From God, within you. Okay, but who tells you about those values? God does. God does? Yes. Okay, so God talks to us only directly, or we don't learn, do you read the Bible? Matter of fact, you have a better chance of developing godly values by not reading the Bible than you do by reading the Bible. Because when you read the Bible, you get intellectual knowledge about good and can never develop them. But when you don't read the Bible, you're more likely to look for God within you and then live by those values and develop them as you're living. Absolutely. But I want to move on. I hear that you support Black Lives Matter. Absolutely. You support Black Lives Matter. Yeah, they do matter. And you are a Christian. Absolutely. Black Lives Matter is an organization that is built by Black lesbians like Patrice Cullors, and you know she was a guest in our class, and Black homosexuals and radical white social justice warriors. And they were chanting, "What do you want, dead cops? When do you want it now? Pigs in the blanket, fry 'em like bacon." Yeah. And when they did that, other blacks went out and started killing white cops and others. And you're for all that. So first of all, I think that's a wide-reaching encapsulation of what Black Lives Matter stands for. It is not true. But everything I just said, you can allow me to respond to the question? Everything I just said happened, right? So you're right. People did go to protests, and it is founded by a bunch of Black lesbians. Wait, can I? Don't you just love that word? What? Lesbians. I love the word black. Yeah, but why would you support? We come in all different types. Why would you, as a Christian man, as a professor, homosexual? Listen. What? Why would you support an organization like that, and you want to help the Black mind, and you are a Christian? Why would you support a radical, evil, agitative group like Black Lives Matter? Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Oscar Grant III, Alfred Alongo in San Diego, Black men who were shot and killed by police officers. Yet you call the people who want to fight against that the terrorists? Right. Who's committing terror? The Black Lives Matter and the thugs that were killed. All those people were thugs you just named. Tamir Rice was a thug. Thug. He was a young kid. Well, he was young and stupid in that he had a BB gun. And did you never have a gun growing up? I did. I had BB guns growing up. He had taken the tip off, the little orange tip off the gun, which indicates that it is a BB gun. And then, so other people saw him in the park with a gun. Okay. And they called the cops. The cop got there. The guy going for the gun, they didn't know it was a BB gun because he had taken the tip off.
You can't blame the cops for that, can you?
So he deserved to die.
You can't blame the cops that
Did he
died.
deserve to die?
I don't know. He brought it up on himself, that's for sure.
Okay, did Alfred Alongo deserve to die?
Let's go back to Muir. He brought that up on himself by removing the orange tip. Would you agree to that?
I would say this. I would say that a child, which is what he was.
He was a big child.
He was a child.
He was bigger than you.
He was bigger than me.
Right. Does that matter at all?
No.
It doesn't matter.
You have a child who was killed by a police officer.
You make him look like some little innocent boy tiptoeing through the tulips.
So did he deserve to die?
He brought it up on himself.
See, I totally disagree.
Okay. Let me ask Michael
Did all
Brown.
of them, all these people bring it upon themselves?
Yes, Michael Brown.
Wow.
Let's go with Michael Brown. Was he a child too?
Michael Brown was a young adult.
Well, was he a child?
No.
Was he a thug?
I would say that Michael Brown made some decisions that I don't agree with, but he did not deserve to die.
Was he a thug?
I'm not going to say that he was a thug, no.
Amazing. Had he not attacked the cop,
I don't think he attacked
would he
the cop.
still be
I
alive?
totally disagree with that statement.
You don't agree with that? Even though you saw it happening, you don't believe it?
I don't believe that he attacked the cop.
Did he rob a store?
I don't know what the evidence says on that because I don't know enough about that specific case.
Amazing. What kind of Christian are you?
What kind of Christian am I?
Yeah.
I love Jesus.
Where's the proof?
Where's the proof?
A man that loves Jesus is an honest man.
I am an honest man.
We're not being honest about this.
No, because you're asking me to talk about a case and go down to specifics of each individual case.
But you brought them up. I didn't.
Okay, I brought them up, and then I asked you specifically about Alfred Alongo, and then you switched over to Michael Brown. And I know why you switched to Michael Brown.
Which one was Alfred?
Alfred Alongo was in San Diego.
It's so many of these stupid things I don't even remember.
I know, it's too many of us are dying.
Because
and you know what? No, because there's a war on black men in our society. And that same war that happens in the streets happens in the classroom every single day. For every single Tamir and Eric and Trayvon in the street, there's a Tamir and Eric and Trayvon in our classrooms who are treated in very similar ways by educators, well-meaning educators, but
white educators.
Many of them are white, but some of them look like us.
Oh, black people treat them that way as well?
Yeah, we're all socialized in this society to perceive that certain people are lesser than others.
And they do it, according to you, they're doing this, the black teachers are doing this because they are influenced by white people to treat other black kids the same way as whites are treated.
I would not say they're influenced by white people, they're influenced by whiteness.
What does that mean?
Whiteness is an ideology, it's a culture, it's a value system. And what we need to do is we need to eliminate that value system.
You want to eliminate whiteness?
Whiteness, not white people, whiteness.
But how do you eliminate whiteness without eliminating white people?
What I want to do is to create an environment that is more collective, that is more value driven, that communicates love to our children.
So are you saying
I think that